Condemnation, judging others, deciding who's in and who's out. Some in our community know the pain of being misunderstood, laughed at, or simply ignored. May our community be a place where all can encounter the unconditional love of God. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. Hail the cross, our only hope.
Suffering is a part of daily life in the University of Portland community. Some of us carry crosses that everyone can see. Others carry invisible crosses that are just as heavy. Suffering isn't God's will for us. May the image of the cross remind us that suffering will never have the final word. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. Hail the cross, our only hope.
Oh, how sad and sore distressed was that mother highly blessed of the sole begotten one.
Seeing the pain of another is difficult. In our classrooms, in our halls, at home, it's hard to know how to respond. Sometimes it's easier to just look away or to pretend like the suffering isn't real or isn't there, or we don't know how to respond. Sometimes it's easier to distract ourselves. May we not be afraid to be with one another in our suffering. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. Hail the cross, our only hope.
Rise above in torment hangs, shielding me from the pangs of her dying glorious Son.
When life gets difficult, we often want to avoid those who love us. Friends, family, teachers, mentors. We don't want them to see us struggling, imperfect, or shamed. We don't want them to see our brokenness. We may hide. We may deny what we are facing. We may even deny it to ourselves. May we have the courage to share ourselves honestly with those who love us most. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. Hail the cross, our only hope.
Is there one who would not weary, whelmed in misery so deep? Christ, dear Mother, to
Letting someone help us can be very difficult. Asking for help can be harder. In a culture that praises strength and scoffs at weakness, it isn't easy to accept the help of those around us. We may be afraid of the stigma or that it will compromise our future. We may be caught up in our own pride. It sometimes seems easier to struggle alone. May we have the humility to let others walk with us in difficult moments. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. Hail the cross, our only hope.
and I images of those whom we encounter stay with us. Their stories become part of our story. May we hold with reverence the stories of those whom we meet. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. Hail the cross, our only hope.
For the sins of his own nation saw him hang in desolation, all with body scourges red.
Falling the first time is hard enough. Getting up from a second fall can feel almost impossible. It's hard to keep going when we feel like we've tried our best, but failed. The pain of a relapse is real. It can make us feel like giving up. May we trust in second chances, and third chances, and many more chances. May we know that God never stops helping us up and showing us the way. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross, you have redeemed the world. Hail the cross, our only hope.
O thou Mother, fount of love, touch my spirit from above. Make my heart with thine aglow.
Community is one of the greatest gifts that we have. In our residence halls, in our classes, in our homes, in our faith communities. Wherever we are, may we build up communities of true care, love, and support. May we keep Jesus Christ as the center of these relationships. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross, you have redeemed the world. Hail the cross, our only hope.
Make me feel as thou hast felt. Make my soul to glow and melt with the love of Christ my Lord.
Sometimes all seems lost. Sometimes we don't know how to go on. Sometimes darkness seems to close in around us. This last fall must have been crushing, yet Jesus continued on. May we trust that Jesus is always united to our suffering, and that in his rising, we too will rise to new life. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. Hail the cross, our only hope.
Holy Mother, pierce me through. In my heart each wound renew of my Savior crucified.
Jesus had his dignity stripped away. Racism, poverty, war, abuse, stigma, fear, sin. All of these strip our human family of their dignity. May we trust in the restorative power of our God. May we see ourselves in all we meet the same way that God sees us. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. Hail the cross, our only hope.
Let me share with thee his pain, who for all my sins was slain, who for me in torment now.
We hear about the unfair treatment of others in faraway lands. We see the unfair treatment of others here in our midst. Sometimes even we are the ones who are responsible. Let us not remain silent. Let us never tire of working for peace and justice. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. Hail the cross, our only hope.
Death is hard to understand. Whether it is a death at the end of a long life or a death too soon, it is often more than we can bear. How can we continue on? How do we find hope? We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. Hail the cross, our only hope.
Sometimes all we can do is to stand with another in a moment of suffering. Mary stood at the foot of the cross and received Jesus into her arms. When words fail and we don't know what to do, may we trust that being there is enough. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. Hail the cross, our only hope.
Jesus is laid to rest. Many of us have had to say goodbye to someone we love. This seems to be the end. Death seems so final. May we trust in the promise of the cross and its hope, that death will never have the final word. May we look for the promise of the resurrection. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. Hail the cross, our only hope.
Christ, when thou shalt call me hence, be your mother my defense, be your cross my victory.
Lord Jesus, your cross is our only hope. The love that compelled you to take the steps to Calvary is the very love that conquered sin and death forever through your glorious resurrection. Each time we follow the way of your passion, we learn again that you redeem our steps, pick us up from our falls, and unite our sufferings and sacrifices with yours in the transforming power of your cross. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. And may God bless us, protect us from all evil, and bring us to everlasting life. Amen.